All in the Cards family. This is Kazaya with All in the Cards, coming to do a reading. Now, this is going to be a quick reading. I'm just doing this reading, and as you guys can see, I'm doing it before I probably am going to go live with you later on. But I wanted to knock this one out because somebody had sent me an email on it. And I really didn't feel like going in there to do it at my, in my spiritual space today, family, because I'm kind of exhausted a little bit from doing majority of y'all zodiacs, and I had personals and all that kind of stuff. But it was very interesting to me that they were wanting to see what was going on, or what did she really have. I think they said she had a heart attack, but then somebody said she committed suicide. Her name is Burrell. I knew of her from the Food Network. That's only because I watch the Food Network a lot. She was the chef on Food Network. Okay, that's her there. It says new details inside Burrell's bold life and last days. Friends remember. Okay, here's a better picture of her. That's her, Burrell. So she passed on June 17, 2025. And it just says, let's see what it says in reference of her death. It says, oh, did they say death investigated as a possible overdose? That's what the new article is saying. Now, I'm not sure. We're going to do a reading and see what's going on here. Whether she had possible drug overdose, or was that the result of the heart attack, or what? You know what I'm saying? So let's go ahead and pull up her picture, and let's see what we can see in her. Okay, I'm gonna use this photo to do the reading. I'm gonna use this photo. Okay. All right, so let me pull some cards and let's see what's going on. Of course, I'm going to use the truth in the words first, and then I'll jump into the other decks. I do have them here with me. Ancestors, I ask that you put a hedge of protection, a bubble of love around me while I go into these cards. Please protect me while I go into these cards. All right, so let's see what we can see in reference of Burrell. This is going to be a quick spread. I may clarify one time, all right? So let's see what happened to Burrell, ancestors. What happened to Burrell? What happened to Burrell? What happened to Burrell, ancestors? What happened to Burrell? What happened to Burrell? Burrell, what happened to Burrell, ancestors? What happened to Burrell? Okay. Drown. So she was very emotional about something that was going on. It looks like she did do this as maybe like a suicide, because I do have it that came out here. Okay, but I also have the first card that came out was kidnapped. Now, when this card comes out, it doesn't always mean that somebody took you right somewhere or kidnapped you. It could have been that somebody took something from you, or took involuntarily took something from you, or may have taken her involuntarily to something or somewhere, or maybe she felt that way. And she was just trying to have the courage, okay? Because the ancestors gave me the courage card. And then I have wife. So I don't know if something happened between her and her wife that set it off in reference of the suicide. And then I have local, which means this happened local to her in reference of something that was going on. And I have watching. Now, watching is underneath of the wife, so I don't know if the wife was watching, or no, I think she is was LGBT, because I do have a picture of her here. I think this is her wife. But I'm not sure. Maybe she was not. Maybe she wasn't. No, maybe she Okay, it says Ann Burrell dishes on engagement. It says fiance didn't know she was Food Network chef. Okay, so maybe she wasn't gay. Maybe that was just somebody she worked with. This is who she was engaged to. Let me see when that happened. That was 2020. That was in 2020. She showed off her ring in reference of getting married. Let me go back because it says something about wife. I thought she might have been LGBT. No, she's still with the guy. Yeah, Stewart something. Yeah, so she was married to him even up until this time. They got married in 2021. So she wasn't LGBT. That must have been just somebody she was with. Somebody told me that. I don't know. I don't know her like that. So only thing I know her from is the Food Network and cooking, right? So I don't know who that was. But anyways, I don't know why this is coming out like that though, but let's keep, what did I do with the cards? Oh, right here. Here's the drown. So she was definitely emotional about something. I'm getting ready to clarify the spread, but it does look like that she did do this suicide. So it wasn't that she, somebody did something to her. It looks like she did something to contribute to taking her own self out locally, maybe at her home or somewhere like that. It was local to wherever she's from or wherever she was at. But it looks like, I don't know what this kidnap is here for. Clarity on the kidnap and the rest of the messages that are here, ancestors. I ask that you give us clarity in reference to Miss Ann Burrell in the spread that is here, please. Miss Ann Burrell. Ann Burrell. What happened to Ann Burrell? Why did she do this, ancestors? Ann Burrell. Oh, Ann Burrell. Ancestors, Ann Burrell. Oh, okay. Harmed. So, it looks like, you know, it could have been some type of situation. I have the club on kidnapped. So this is a group of people or actual club. So a group of people took something, okay, involuntarily from her that may have made her do something. She was trying to run away or escape or get away from something, trying to have the courage to get away or run away from something. So that's probably why she decided to take her life. Looks like it has to do with some type of marriage or divorce, because the contracts is on wife, and this card is about blood contracts, deadly contracts. This is about divorce or marriage, signing your life away. Okay, that's what this card means. So on it was on wife. So this could have been about some type of marriage situation. Yes, she did harm herself. Here's the blood and here's the suicide. So she did take her own, she contributed to taking herself out, and there was blood, right? But something's affiliated to something being local to her. Something is affiliated to being local to her. And on watching, we have the crow. So the crow is like as if she might have been watching something, or somebody was watching her in reference of this crow, because the crow is a warning, but it's also, when you get the crow, it's about a death. I pulled some whispers of the unsolved. I do feel like she may have done something to herself, so that could have went back to some type of, I don't see the drugs coming up, but we can look in the whispers of the unsolved and see what comes out for Ann. Okay, and Burrell. And Burrell, okay. Not sure why that was coming out. Imprisonment came out. I don't know. And Burrell. What happened to Ann Burrell? Here's the deep state. Okay, so she might have been connected to, and here's the water again. I don't know if who her husband is or what he's affiliated with, okay? But it looks like either she was connected to the higher ups and the elites, or either he is. Let me see what they had just had an anniversary. Let's look and see, what does he do? It just says spouse. It doesn't really say what he does. Oh, here it is. He's the vice president of marketing and communications at Next Up. Some company that, I don't know what they do, what Next Up is. So yeah. All right, give me clarity in reference to what happened with Miss Ann Burrell. Blackmailed and paid off is here. Okay. Breakup and separation. So this could have been, remember we have the wife in the contract, so there's something that was here. Maybe that is why she decided to take herself out, or she could have been doing something, or something about some type of blackmail or paid off in reference of something. It looks like it was some type of situation going on amongst them. She was trying to have the courage, but she wanted to get away maybe from him. And Burrell. Here's the traitor, the treason. Okay, so maybe she felt, or somebody felt that somebody was taking something from someone, because I have embezzlement beside it. So there's something around some type of deceptive energy here around some money. Okay, where somebody may have felt maybe Ann was taking something. There was going to be a meeting about something that was on private property. Could have been around some type of private property. Maybe she had went to a meeting or something, and then something was discussed about embezzlement or taking something. Remember, we seen the group of people and the kidnap. Remember, I talked about that means just taking something that taking something that's involuntarily, and a group of people came on it. So, you know, and then I had the elite come out. So maybe she was a part of something that had something to do with that. See, we have life insurance here. So now somebody, you know, could have been something in reference of some type of life insurance, or, you know, especially with it, her being married. Here's the money and here's the greed. Okay, so they need to really, which of course, if she took herself out, there's something here about money. Okay, or they may have made it look like she took herself out. Can you give me clarity on that? Did she suicide for Ann Burrell? Suicide for Ann Burrell, please. Can you tell me about the suicide? Somebody is watching. Somebody was watching her. Okay, and there's some lies ancestors said about that. So that goes back to the crow. See the warning on the watching. So somebody was watching her, and here's the surveillance. See, somebody was watching Ann in reference of something that was going on about some money, and somebody taking some money. Okay, somebody may have been trying to have life insurance on her, which would go back to the contracts on the wife, and some lies being told, right? But just to get some money out of this situation. What else can you tell me about what happened to Ann? So she may have caused this on herself by getting married. Here's the abuse and the neglect. Fired. So this could have been also about, okay, it could have went back to the whole situation of her being fired or not being able to get work because of being fired. She may have felt like it was some type of neglect going on with her around, you know, work, okay? And that could have, that's why it's meetings here. That could have went back to the whole treason, right? And the money situation in some way. I don't know who she's doing business with. It could go back to that. But she was definitely being watched. There's surveillance. And there was definitely something here about blackmail or paid off. And then being that that came out and it's showing us about the fired and the neglect there and the greed. There's something here, okay? Yeah. Because she was trying to get away. See the runaway and the and it's a psyop. So there's some mind games being played. See, she was trying to have the courage of getting away from something, running away from something. Beside the running away and the courage is the contracts and the wife and the group of people and somebody taking something. Underneath of that is the harm by somebody, by her doing something self-inflicted. Okay, and somebody local to her being affiliated with what happened to her. And that's why she's saying that the warning is somebody was watching. Somebody was watching her do business. Somebody was watching her, you know, period, because surveillance came out. And there's definitely something here about her being fired or somebody being fired. And then there's some type of neglect, and it's also could have even been abuse, but also she was going through some type of separation or breakup with the husband as well, I feel. What else can you tell me? Yes, ancestor said that's confirmed, okay, because this is straight up, it's confirmed. Yeah, something was happening. It was like a domino effect that was going on with her, okay? Yeah, look, she was at war with somebody and they got rid of her. I feel like somebody made it look like Anne overdose, when in actuality, she might have been going through this situation. See, when this card come out and this card come out together, it make me, and this card right here about somebody being a traitor and the money, see, this make me feel like somebody did something that made her look like she did something to herself to cause herself some harm, right? Because that's the money, that's the traitor, and that's the life insurance. And here's the abuse. So it definitely is looking like something went down, right? Let me pull some cards out of this deck, out of this side. And Burrell, tell me what happened to you. Yeah, alignment, travel. And what happened to you? Yeah, she was trying to disconnect, or she was trying to have courage to get away from this male. She was trying to have courage to get away from some male. Okay, and can you tell me what happened with that situation? The couple relationship. There was something that was being, she was about to break up or separate from that man. I feel like that's why the insurance was coming up. There's a stranger here and something about some digital communication. What else, Ann? Can you tell me? Everything here is allegedly as well. I'm seeing something hidden about somebody going on vacation. We just seen travel, okay, abroad, or either somebody has traveled abroad. What else can you tell us, Ann, about what happened to you? What else can you tell me about what happened to you? Secluded area, okay? So somebody may have gotten her in a secluded area and there's some type of revenge and somebody's mental health wasn't right. And can you tell me, did anybody you know do this to you? Anybody you know did this to you? Because you showed me local. Yes, inside, she said. This was an inside job of what happened to her. Okay. Higher ups, okay, a higher authority. And then I have the school, which is also about children. I don't know if she had children or not. This was scientific experiment. And then I have elder on the bottom, but I don't have murder coming out at all, okay? So I still see follow the money, so it's and down the rabbit hole. So there's something in revenge again. So somebody wanted to get revenge on Ann. Not sure exactly why, but let me pull this card and see. Ann, did you suicide? Was that something that happened to you, Ann? 10 of Cups. Yes. Okay, this was about her and her husband and her family. She was about to, yeah, she's the Queen of Coins. There was going to be some type of separation or breakup with him and her, and I feel like that's what the situation was, or why she took herself out. But it could have been other factors as well, aligned to the situation. But I do feel like Miss Ann wound up taking herself. Yeah, it was some lies and deceit and deception. I feel like with her husband in some way, some shape, some form, and somebody told her something, but she the male was trying to play chess, not checkers, with her, in reference of playing the game right with her. I mean, playing games with her, but somebody told her something. See, the Temperance card is here, and I feel like that was the lie that broke the camel's back for her, with whatever was happening with the situation with her and her husband. And I think she might have had some money woes as well. Yeah, look at her, you know, anxiety, depression. She didn't know how to deal with the situation. So I do feel that she did wind up, you know, doing something to herself to harm herself, you know. But that's what I see, and that's where I'm gonna leave it at with that. I'm not gonna do a long reading on it, okay? But yeah, so I'll tap back into it if need be. All right, much love to you guys. Everything here is allegedly. Peace.